There is a door in your life that has been closed for so long that you have started to believe it was never meant to open. You have knocked with tears. You have whispered prayers into the darkness. You have stared at the ceiling at night, wondering if you were forgotten. But what if the silence was not rejection? What if the delay was not abandonment? What if right now, at this very moment, Allah is opening gates for you that you cannot yet see? You think you are stuck. You think you are behind. You think others are moving while you remain in the same place. But you do not see the unseen movements around you. You do not see the doors being unlocked quietly. You do not see the storms being redirected away from you. You do not see the hearts being softened in your favor. The truth is this: when Allah opens the gates for you, He does not need noise. He does not need announcements. He simply says, "Be," and your entire reality begins to rearrange itself. There are seasons in your life when everything feels tight. Your finances feel tight. Your relationships feel tight. Your heart feels tight. You make dua, but the results seem invisible. You try again, but nothing changes. And in those moments, you begin to question your worth. You begin to wonder if you are being punished. But sometimes the tightness is not a prison. It is preparation. Sometimes the delay is not denial. It is design. When Allah opens the gates for you, He often does it after teaching you lessons that only closed doors could teach. He teaches you patience when you are forced to wait. He teaches you sincerity when no one applauds you. He teaches you humility when your plans collapse. He teaches you reliance when your strength fails. And by the time the gate opens, you are no longer the same person who first knocked on it. You are stronger. You are wiser. You are ready. You have to understand something powerful. The gate of provision is not just about money. It is about peace. It is about clarity. It is about protection. There are people who have wealth but no tranquility. There are people who have opportunities but no direction. There are people who have influence but no contentment. When Allah opens the gates for you, He does not just give you more. He gives you what is right. Think about your lowest moment. The time you felt embarrassed, the time you failed, the time people doubted you, the time you doubted yourself. You thought it was the end of your story. But look at you now. You survived, you grew, you are still here. That was not an accident. That was a sign that even when doors closed, they were closed with wisdom. And when they open with mercy. There is a reason some opportunities slipped through your fingers. There is a reason some people walked out of your life. There is a reason some plans fell apart at the last minute. If those gates had opened when you wanted them to, you might have entered rooms that would have destroyed you. You might have accepted deals that would have humiliated you. You might have trusted people who would have betrayed you. The closed gate was not cruelty. It was protection disguised as disappointment. Now imagine this. Imagine a moment in your future when everything begins to align. The job comes unexpectedly. The idea you almost gave up on suddenly works. The relationship that felt impossible becomes stable. The anxiety that haunted you begins to fade. You will look back at this present moment and realize that Allah was arranging every detail. The open gate was being prepared long before you even saw the door. When Allah opens the gates for you, it is never random, it is precise, it is timed perfectly. You might feel ready today, but He knows when you are truly ready. He knows when your heart can handle success without arrogance. That He knows when your hands can hold blessings without dropping gratitude. He knows when your character can carry influence without losing sincerity. You have cried over closed doors, but have you ever thanked Him for them? Have you ever considered that every no you received was carving a path toward a greater yes? You were not rejected. You were redirected. You were not ignored. You were being guarded. There is something else you must realize. When Allah opens a gate for you, no one can close it. No jealous eye can block it. No enemy can sabotage it. No whisper can cancel it. Because the one who controls hearts, circumstances, and outcomes has already written it for you. The same people who doubted you may one day witness your rise and not understand how it happened. They will call it luck. They will call it coincidence. But you will know that it was the opening of a gate that only Allah could unlock. But here is the question you must ask yourself. Are you preparing for the opening? Are you becoming the person who can sustain the blessing? Because sometimes the gate is waiting on you. The opportunity exists, but your discipline is not ready. The provision is written, but your mindset is not prepared. The platform is distant, but your character still needs polishing. Do not let your frustration turn into despair. Let it turn into growth. Use the closed door season to build skills, to strengthen your faith, to purify your intentions. Use the silence to reflect. Use the waiting to mature. Because when the gate opens, you will not have time to learn the lessons you ignored during the delay. You may feel invisible right now. You may feel overlooked. But understand this deeply. You are being positioned. The unseen world is more active than you think. The delays are not wasted time. They are construction phases. And construction is always messy before the building stands tall. There are moments when Allah opens gates in subtle ways. A new idea enters your mind. A new connection appears in your life. A sudden clarity replaces confusion. A burden feels lighter. These are not small things. These are signs of movement. Not all openings are dramatic. Some are gentle shifts that slowly change your direction until you realize you are no longer stuck where you used to be. And sometimes the gate opens after a breaking point, after you have exhausted your strength, after you have cried your last tear, after you have admitted that you cannot fix everything on your own. In that surrender, something powerful happens. You stop trying to force doors. You start trusting the one who owns them. You have been measuring your life based on what you can see. But what if the greatest openings are happening beyond your sight? What if protection from unseen harm is a greater gift than visible success? For you is not limited by time, economy. For you is not limited by time, economy, or people's opinions. He is not constrained by your current situation. Your background does not limit him. Your mistakes do not block him. Your past does not intimidate him. You are not defined by your closed doors. You are defined by your trust during them. And when the gate finally opens, it will not just change your circumstances, it will change you. Because the greatest opening is not always external. Sometimes the first gate Allah opens is your heart. He removes bitterness. He replaces fear with certainty. He replaces anxiety with reliance. He replaces doubt with conviction. And once your heart is open, every other gate becomes easier to walk through. There is a future version of you who will smile at this current struggle. A version of you who will stand in gratitude, realizing that every closed gate was leading to a greater entrance. A version of you who will understand that Allah never withheld goodness. He only delayed it until it became perfect for you. So do not lose hope now. Do not shrink back. Keep knocking, keep striving, keep believing. Because when Allah opens the gates for you, it will not just be an opportunity. It will be transformation. And when it happens, you will realize that the waiting was part of the miracle. But here is what most people never talk about. The opening of the gate is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a new test. Because when Allah opens the gates for you, He is not only giving you something, He's trusting you with something. You prayed for provision, and the provision came. You prayed for influence, and the influence arrived. You prayed for relief, and the relief wrapped around your life like a calm after a storm. But now comes the deeper question: what will you do with the opening? It is easy to worship. Through desperation, it is easy to cry when you are in need. It is easy to feel humble when you are at the bottom. But can you remain grounded when the doors swing wide open? Can you remain grateful when success becomes normal? Can you remember the nights of tears when your days are filled with ease? When Allah opens the gates for you, He watches how you walk through them. Do you step in with arrogance or with gratitude? Do you look down on those still waiting outside? Or do you extend your hand to lift them? Do you forget the one who opened it, or do you increase in sincerity? You must understand something powerful. Sometimes the gate opens slowly, not all at once. A small opportunity, a small improvement, a small breakthrough. You might dismiss it because it does not look dramatic, but greatness rarely arrives loudly. It builds quietly, it expands gradually. What starts as a small opening can become a vast entrance if you nurture it with consistency and humility. There are people who begged for doors to open, and when they did, they lost themselves inside the room. They became distracted, they became proud, they became attached to the gift more than the giver. Do not let that be you. If the gate opens, let it make you softer, not harder. Let it make you more thankful, not more entitled. You once feared being stuck forever. Now imagine fearing something else, misusing the opening. That fear is healthy. It keeps you alert. It keeps you sincere. It reminds you that every blessing is both mercy and responsibility. You have to shift your mindset. Stop seeing closed doors as permanent rejection and open doors as permanent security. Life moves in seasons. One door closes, another opens. One chapter ends, another begins. Stability does not come from circumstances. It comes from your connection to the one who controls them. When Allah opens the gates for you, sometimes it will not look like what you asked for. You asked for a specific job, but He gave you a different path that leads to something bigger. You asked for a certain person, but He removed them and replaced them with someone who protects your peace. You asked for immediate success, but He gave you gradual growth that builds unshakable foundations. The form may differ from your request, yet but the wisdom never fails. Look back at your life carefully. Count the times you thought it was over. Count the moments you thought there was no way out. And yet, a way appeared. A door cracked open. A solution came from a place you never expected. That pattern is not coincidence, it is evidence. Evidence that the one who opened gates before can open them again. But here is the deeper reality. The most powerful gate Allah can open for you is not the gate of wealth or fame or status. It is the gate of closeness. When your heart feels connected, when your soul feels anchored, when your anxiety decreases not because your problems disappeared, but because your trust increased. That is an opening no one can steal from you. Imagine walking through life knowing that every delay has purpose, every hardship has wisdom, every opening has timing. Imagine carrying that certainty into your daily struggles. Your fear would shrink, your jealousy would fade, your comparison with others would disappear, because you would understand that your gates are uniquely designed for you. You do not need every door to open, you only need the right ones. There may be someone listening right now who feels like all the gates are closed. You tried business and it failed, you tried relationships and they broke, you tried to change and you slipped back, you feel exhausted, you feel embarrassed, you feel behind. But listen carefully. A closed gate does not mean a closed destiny. It may mean redirection. It may mean refinement. It may mean that the opening will come in a way that makes you forget the pain of the delay. Do not measure divine timing with human impatience. Your timeline is limited. His knowledge is not. What you see as late might actually be perfectly aligned with unseen protection and preparation. And when your gate opens, it may open suddenly, in one phone call, in one meeting, in one idea, in one moment of clarity. Years of struggle can shift in a single instant, not because you forced it, but because the timing arrived. Picture yourself standing before a massive door. You have knocked for years, your knuckles are tired, your voice is weak, and just when you consider walking away, it opens. Not halfway, not slightly, fully. Light pours through, space expands before you, and you realize that every second of waiting was leading to this exact moment. That is how it feels when Allah opens the gates for you. But even then, remember where you came from, remember the nights you felt unseen, remember the silent prayers, remember the lessons of patience. Carry them with you into the open space. Let success increase your humility. Let relief increase your gratitude. Let opportunity increase your responsibility. Because the true miracle is not just that the gate opened. The true miracle is that you did not give up knocking. One day, and someone else standing before there, and someone else standing before their own closed gate will find hope through your journey. So hold on, keep striving, keep trusting. Even if you cannot hear the lock turning yet, it is turning. Even if you cannot see the hinges moving yet, they are moving. Even if the door feels sealed shut, then nothing is impossible for the one who controls every key. Allah opens the gates for you not because you are perfect, but because He is merciful. Not because you never failed, but because you kept returning. Not because you are strong alone, but because you relied on Him when you were weak. Your story is not defined by what is closed today. It is defined by what will open tomorrow. And when it opens, you will not just step into a new opportunity. You will step into a new version of yourself.